meine Lieben, wie geht's euch? Ich hoffe, es geht euch gut. Hi, my darlings. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. If you're new here, my name is Kelechi, a Nigerian student living in Germany. My channel is partly sharing my experiences as a foreign student here and partly a travel channel. So if this is your first time, please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know how I feel about you. Thank you so much for your unalloyed, your unwavering support. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. So I'm making this video because so many people have marveled in my vlogs at how I've been able to fluently communicate in the German language. They're like, Kelly, it's just 2 years. How come you're this fluent? What happened? How did you learn it? So I'm here to share the 10 tips that helped me to learn German and are still helping me to make my German better. See, coming to Germany, I had zero knowledge of the German language. All I knew then was Guten Morgen. That was all I knew. Good morning in German language, okay? And I wasn't sure how I was going to navigate life the first few months of my being here. I told myself, girl, you got this, okay? So I had to just calm down and let things flow. I'm going to share with you 10 things that I did to learn this language as fast as possible, and they're in no particular order, okay? So the first one is YouTube. Do not underestimate the power of learning on YouTube. There's this particular channel that helped me so much. I'm going to share the link in the description if you're planning to learn German or you are struggling with your German. I'm actually still using them to learn till today, okay? They're that good, you know. That's the reason why I'm going to share them. So it helped me a lot. Whenever I was back from my Deutsch class in those days, and maybe I wasn't really understanding what was going on in class, I told myself, girl, calm down. When you get home, you know what you're gonna do. And when I got home, what I needed to do was just relax with this video, and everything that was taught in class that day just begins to, flow. The second thing that helped me was the use of German language apps. I have a whole folder on my phone. I'll put it up somewhere on the screen dedicated to my German learning apps. I have the dictionary. I have even the offline dictionary, just so when I'm not at home, I can access it, and if I don't have internet, I have the translators, name it, I have all of them on that app, okay? I don't want to take any chances. But there's a very popular one though called Busu. A lot of people use it. I think it's a language app generally for not just the German language, for a lot of languages. So these are still instrumental to helping my Deutsch language. The third one that helped me, which was recommended by my class teacher, my Deutsch class teacher, was listening to podcasts, German podcasts, listening to German radios, German music. I had a whole playlist in my music app for German music. It wasn't the most interesting thing to listen to at the time, but hey, I had to do what I had to do, okay? So I just did that. I played their radio. I listened to their radio stations a lot. I listened to their podcast a lot, and I was getting familiar with the words one after the other. At the beginning, it felt and seemed like rocket science, okay? But with time, as time went on, the words began to make sense gradually to me, right? Now, the fourth one, which was and is still very helpful to me, is attending the German church. Okay, many Nigerians here don't attend German churches. I don't know why. They prefer to go to Nigerian. It's good though to go to Nigerian communities. I mean, it helps you warm up, feel like you're home. But you really cannot learn if you don't mix up with these people. Considering especially the fact that right now things are even, we're no longer as social as we used to be. So you really don't meet up with your classmates to, interact with them. So the only place you may have interaction with the Germans is in the church. So I joined this German church close to me, and I have been attending masses apart from the COVID periods. I've been attending masses, and it's been helping me. Then when I first started, I couldn't understand Jack, I tell you the truth. But now I can recite some basic things in the German language, like Our Father, who art in heaven, and all of that, and some parts of the Catholic rites at masses. All thanks to attending German masses. Another thing too that I did was to join the German choir. I belong to a choir here in Germany in my Catholic church, and we speak only German, and we sing only German and maybe Latin. We've never sung any English song. So these have been of immense help to my growth in the German language. The fifth thing that I currently do now is just calling random customer care services. Not like random though, but before now I used to be very shy to call offices to make inquiries, because you hear me say Hallo, guten Tag or guten Morgen, bitte sprechen Sie English, meaning hi, good morning, do you speak English? And to be honest, when you say that thing, you throw them off balance, because they're like, oh, nine, I'm not ready to start, The same way you're scared to speak the German language, that's the same way they're scared to speak the English language. But if you try and make an attempt, they would correct you. They would be happy to know that you are trying to learn, you are trying to speak the language, and they would even come down to your level. So that's the good thing about not shying away and trying to speak to people. I've started to do that a lot now. Maybe call my service provider, make an inquiry, or call a hospital, make an appointment, just randomly calling to, get information or make appointments, stuff like that. So this is helping me a whole lot to get stronger, get better in learning the German language. This one is the fact that I did not shy away from taking student jobs when I first came here that were entirely in German language. Some places are very flexible, like you could actually find people that speak English language, and there are some places if you can't speak the language, you can't be accepted for the job. I went ahead to take these jobs even at the time when I was just in my A1 level, and I tell you, it was one of the most difficult things that I did, because all I was saying there was yeah like yeah in English language. It was very embarrassing. I was like, candidate, and let me go home already. So yes, that was a challenging moment for me, but I'm happy that it paid off, or it's paying off in the long run. So the seventh thing, which is what I am currently doing now, is I enjoy following this friend of mine to public places where he needs to speak the German language, maybe to an office or to a hospital where he actually needs to communicate in the German language, or even bank and stuff like that. So I enjoy going there, being the spokesperson, being the translator, asking questions, getting feedback, and giving back to my friend. It's very interesting, so that is one great tool that is helping me a lot to strengthen this German language. All right, so another thing that I did then was visiting stores a lot at the time before the coronavirus stuff. I visited stores a lot, asking a lot of questions, maybe making inquiries or asking where I can find so and so products, learning how to describe location of things. You hear them say stuff like geh mal geradeaus und dann rechts oder links abbiegen und dann an der linken Seite oder auf der linken Seite oder auf der rechten Seite, meaning just go straight, take a left or take a right, and blah blah blah, stuff like that. So I found it very helpful to say directions of where things are, stuff like that generally. The ninth one, which I did and still try to do, is to enrich my vocabulary by writing down new words. When a newspaper comes to my post box, I open it, just glance through it and see if there are new interesting words that I can find, write out the words and all that. Though laziness hasn't no one call it laziness though, but I just have a lot of things in my plate that I don't really go searching for words again in the newspapers. But at the time, this was of immense help to me. I forgot to mention this when I was talking about listening to German podcasts, listening to German music and all of that. I also try to watch movies in German language. Most times when these movies are so interesting that I really want to get the content in the English language, I just put the German subtitles, so that way I'm listening and I'm reading at the same time. Yeah, it's really tasking, especially when you really want to focus and enjoy the movie, right? So, but this was very helpful, yeah, at the time, and it's still very helpful. Now, the very last tip, which is on the list, is the fact that I went to Deutsch school for 1 whole year. Yes, I attended Deutsch classes from A1 through to B2. I was not able to finish up to C1 because coronavirus and all that, and I really had to start with my master program already. So basically, when I came here, the first thing I did was to focus on the language, get integrated into the system before then moving ahead into starting my master program. Okay, so it's very important to know that Germans are very patient people, very lovely people when it comes to learning their language. They want to see that you're making an effort. They want to see that you're trying, and they correct you if you make any mistake. The norm when people make mistakes, usually in languages, people laugh. Normally, the Germans don't laugh at you. They actually correct you with love. So far, these things have really helped me to improve my German language. However, owing to the fact that there has been lockdown and all that, and rather the post effect of coronavirus, there's been little or no contact with people. So my Deutsch language is really very dusty right now, but I'm really trying with some of the tips I mentioned earlier to get it back up to speed again. So it's safe to say that I'm still very much in the learning phase, and every day I try to find ways to make it better than it was the day before. So I hope this video is very helpful to someone out there. If you did like this video, please be kind enough to give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Also, you can share it with your friends who are planning to travel to Germany to study, or who are already here who want to get their German language a lot better. And also let me know what kind of videos you want to see subsequently with regards to studying in Germany, living in Germany, applying to Germany, and all of that stuff. And I'll be here to answer your questions, and like I'll always say, your wish is my command. So take care of yourself and see you when next I see you. Bye.